Dubai just spent $15 billion to change the temperature of an entire city. No, I'm not exaggerating. They literally built a machine so powerful it could freeze the Sahara Desert. But here's the insane part nobody talks about. In a city where car tires explode from the heat and you can literally fry an egg on the sidewalk, something impossible is happening. Right now, as we speak, there's a secret network underneath Dubai's streets carrying something so valuable, they guard it more carefully than oil. And when you find out what it is, you'll never look at a city the same way again. But first, let me tell you about the day everything changed. It was July 2019, and something happened in Dubai that scientists said was physically impossible. The temperature hit 51, 8 degrees Celsius, but inside the Burj Khalifa, people were actually complaining about being too cold. How? The answer involves a conspiracy between architects, engineers, and the sun itself. See, everyone thinks Dubai just blasts air conditioning and hopes for the best. Dead wrong. What they've actually built will blow your mind. Imagine a giant octopus, but instead of tentacles, it has frozen pipes stretching under every street, reaching into every building, pulsing with water so cold it could give you frostbite. This octopus has a name: district cooling. And it's just the beginning of the rabbit hole. Let me put this in perspective. Dubai uses enough electricity for cooling to power entire countries. We're talking about the energy equivalent of running 10 million refrigerators simultaneously 24/7 for months, yet somehow they're becoming more energy efficient every year. The secret? They're not fighting the desert, they're hacking it. Here's where it gets weird. Those massive cooling plants I mentioned, they're hidden in plain sight. Drive past what looks like a regular industrial building in Business Bay, and you're actually looking at a facility pumping out 50,000 tons of cooling capacity daily. That's enough to air condition a small city. But the really crazy part is what happens at exactly 3:47 a.m. every night. I'll come back to that. The underground network is just one layer of this thermal conspiracy. Level 2 involves buildings that think for themselves. No joke, the Burj Al Arab isn't shaped like a sail for Instagram photos. That curve is mathematically calculated to mess with wind patterns. It creates a microclimate around itself, literally bending physics to stay cool. And that's not even the wildest building trick they use. Picture this: glass that changes its mind. In Dubai, some skyscrapers have windows that get darker or lighter based on where the sun is. It's like transitions lenses, but for entire buildings. The Dubai Frame, that massive golden picture frame building. The gold isn't just showing off. It's a thermal shield reflecting heat while letting light through. They turned showing off into science. But wait, remember that 3:47 a.m. mystery? That's when Dubai's AI brain kicks into overdrive. Every building in certain districts is connected to a neural network that predicts tomorrow's cooling needs based on weather, occupancy, even social media event data. At 3:47 a.m., when the city sleeps and energy is cheapest, the system pre-cools massive thermal batteries. Basically, they're storing cold for later, like squirrels storing nuts for winter. Now here's a detail that will mess with your head. Dubai planted millions of trees, but not for the reason you think. Each tree is a biological air conditioner, providing cooling equivalent to 10 room-sized AC units, running 20 hours straight. They've weaponized photosynthesis. The trees are specifically chosen species that survived millions of years in the desert while maximizing cooling output. Evolution meets urban planning. The Dubai Fountain isn't just a water show. It's a 900-foot-long evaporative cooling system disguised as entertainment. Those water jets shooting 500 feet in the air. They're creating a microclimate that drops the temperature by several degrees. Tourists think they're watching a show. They're actually standing inside a giant, beautiful air conditioner. But the real game changer is what's happening in the desert right now. The Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Solar Park isn't just big. It's obscenely, mind-bendingly massive. We're talking 5,000 megawatts when complete. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. They're using the sun to fight the sun. solar panels powering cooling systems. It's like using fire to fight fire, but with physics. The newest section has a 260-meter tower surrounded by mirrors. Looks like something from a sci-fi movie, right? Those mirrors heat molten salt to 565 degrees Celsius. That salt stays hot all night, generating power for air conditioning while people sleep. They've literally figured out how to store sunshine and turn it into cold air at midnight. Let's talk money for a second. Dubai's cooling industry employs more people than most cities' entire infrastructure departments. They've created an economy of cold. Local companies are inventing cooling technologies that other countries are desperately buying. The desert city is teaching the world how to chill out, literally. Here's something that'll break your brain. Dubai's buildings are starting to cool themselves without electricity. New constructions use phase-change materials in the walls. These materials absorb heat all day, then release it at night. It's like having walls made of ice that never melts. The sustainable city development took it further. They designed streets so narrow and angled that they create natural wind tunnels. The neighborhood is 10 degrees cooler than areas just blocks away, using zero electricity. The metro system is a masterpiece of connected cooling. You can travel from Dubai Marina to the airport, about 50 kilometers, without feeling outside temperature once. Air-conditioned trains, platforms and walkways create a climate-controlled highway through the city. Even the bus stops are enclosed in glass with AC. They've bubble-wrapped humans from heat. But my favorite detail? The malls. Dubai didn't just build shopping centers. They built artificial winter towns. The Dubai Mall gets 80 million visitors annually. That's more than the population of the UK. Many aren't even shopping. They're climate refugees escaping to the 22-degree promised land. Inside, you'll find an Olympic ice rink and an aquarium with 33,000 marine animals, all keeping things extra cool through thermal mass. Ski Dubai takes it to another level. It's -4 degrees Celsius inside. In a city that hits 50 degrees, they built a mountain of snow. The temperature difference between inside and outside can be 54 degrees. That's like having Antarctica and Death Valley separated by a single wall. The engineering required to maintain that barrier without the whole thing melting is insane. Water is the hidden hero in this story. Dubai's cooling systems are thirsty, really thirsty. They need millions of gallons daily. So Dubai built desalination plants that turn seawater into cooling fuel. The newest plants use reverse osmosis powered by solar energy. They're using the sun to create water to fight the sun's heat. It's a renewable cycle that sounds like magic, but is pure engineering. Here's where it gets futuristic. Dubai is testing buildings with skins that breathe, facades with materials that expand and contract based on temperature, creating natural ventilation, windows that generate electricity while blocking heat, paints that reflect specific wavelengths of light to stay cooler than the air around them. They're turning buildings into living organisms adapted to desert life. The Dubai 2040 master plan is even crazier. They want 55% of residents to access daily needs within a 20-minute walk. Sounds impossible in that heat, right? Wrong. They're designing covered, cooled pathways connecting entire neighborhoods. Imagine a city-sized hamster habitat for humans, but luxurious. Green corridors with misters, shade structures that follow the sun's path, and underground shopping streets. They're building a parallel, cooled universe. But here's the number that shocked me most. By 2030, Dubai aims to reduce energy demand by 30% while the population grows. They're planning to cool more people with less energy. It's like promising to feed more people with less food. Impossible? That's what they said about building a city in the desert. The technology they're developing is already spreading. Singapore is copying the district cooling systems. Phoenix is studying the building designs. Cairo is implementing the smart city concepts. Dubai isn't just solving its own heat problem. It's creating the playbook for a warming world. Every innovation compound builds on the last. The solar panels power the desalination plants that supply the district cooling, that serves the smart buildings in walkable neighborhoods shaded by urban forests. It's a symphony of systems playing in perfect harmony. Break one instrument, and the whole orchestra adapts. Here's the thing that really gets me. Dubai turned its biggest weakness into its greatest strength. The crushing heat that should make the city uninhabitable became the catalyst for innovation. They didn't just adapt to the desert, they made the desert adapt to them. It's human stubbornness at its finest. The implications are staggering. As climate change pushes temperatures higher globally, cities everywhere will face Dubai's current reality. The solutions being tested in this desert laboratory will determine how billions of people live in the coming decades. Dubai isn't just building for today. It's building for a future where 50-degree days are normal in places that never expected them. What's happening in Dubai right now is nothing short of miraculous. They've built a machine the size of a city that turns hostile desert into comfortable living space for millions. It's the greatest magic trick ever performed, except the magic is engineering, and you can live inside it. So next time someone complains about their AC bill, tell them about the city that air-conditioned the desert and made it look easy. Because what Dubai has built isn't just infrastructure. It's hope. Hope that human ingenuity can overcome any challenge nature throws at us. If this blew your mind, subscribe to Dubai Curious for more impossible engineering stories from the desert.